Today we take a close look at Mizoram's budget for the year 2026 to 2027, the budget that on paper shows a surplus, a budget that promises growth, but also a budget that raises serious questions about debt and direction. Chief Minister Pulal Duama has presented a budget for Rs 17,469.91 crore. The government says it has a surplus of Rs 392.99 crore. Total receipts stand at Rs 17,469.91 crore. Net expenditure stands at Rs 17,076.92 crore. So technically, the state is earning more than it is spending. But here is the bigger picture. The total outstanding debt of Mizoram is projected to reach Rs 19,085.15 crore. This amounts to 43.56% of the state's gross state domestic product. Last year, the debt ratio was 38.8%. So while the budget size has grown, the state's debt has grown faster. The fiscal deficit is pegged at 3.81% of GSDP. This is within the limits set by central fiscal norms, but it also means Mizoram continues to depend on borrowing. So the key question is this: is the surplus strong enough to support rising debt? Now let us talk about the major shift this year. The 16th Finance Commission has changed the pattern of central funding. There is good news. Mizoram's share in the devolution of central taxes has increased from 0.5% to 0.564%. It may sound small, but for a small state, this increase matters. This year, Mizoram will receive Rs 8,680.08 crore from central tax devolution. But there is also a challenge. The state will no longer receive the post-devolution revenue deficit grant. It will also lose specific health grants that acted as financial support in earlier years. That safety cushion is now gone, so the state must rely more on its own revenue and its share of central taxes. Let us look at how the government plans to raise money internally. The target for internal revenue is Rs 2,750.74 crore. Out of this, Rs 1,619.25 crore will come from tax revenue. This includes VAT on petrol and diesel, professional tax, and excise duty. Another Rs 1,140.49 crore will come from non-tax revenue. This includes user charges for electricity, water, and other services. In simple terms, citizens continue to fund a large part of state development through taxes and service payments. Now let us discuss what the Chief Minister calls the Golden Loan. The state has access to an interest-free loan of Rs 10,000 crore from the center under the Special Assistance to State for Capital Investment Scheme. This loan will be repaid after 50 years. It increased the debt on paper, but it carries no interest burden. For a developing state, this is considered a valuable opportunity. The Chief Minister says this money can build roads, bridges, schools, and hospitals without immediate pressure. But even an interest-free loan remains a loan. Its value depends on how wisely it is used. Now there is another development. Mizoram has received performance-based rewards from the Center for Efficient Project Execution. The total incentive amount is Rs 374.27 crore. The Geology and Mining Department received Rs 100 crore. The Agriculture Department secured Rs 60 crore. The Revenue Department received Rs 15 crore. Infrastructure projects received 191.27 crore. This shows that timely completion of projects bring financial rewards. The Chief Minister credited government employees for this achievement. Now to infrastructure and environment. A joint team inspected the Simui and Mualungtu bypass road after concerns were raised about debris flowing into the Klong River, the main water source of Aizawl. Drone surveys confirmed that debris has not yet reached the river, but with the monsoon approaching, the government plans to build check dams and barriers to prevent further damage. Because once a river is polluted, the impact is serious and long-lasting. Turning to sports, the state has launched a vision for the Olympic Games of 2036. The Empowering Mizoram Sports Portal focuses on 8 disciplines: archery, badminton, boxing, hockey, judo, taekwondo, weightlifting, and wrestling. At present, Mizoram has produced only 2 Olympians, Si Larem Sanga and Larem Siami. The goal is to increase that number. The program will focus on children between 8 and 15 years of age. Coaches will travel to villages and local communities will provide food and accommodation. This ensures that sports development becomes a shared mission. Now to food security. Mizoram requires 54,790 quintals of rice every month. The Food Corporation of India currently transports rice by rail up to Bairabi. There are efforts to extend this rail line to Simui to reduce cost. Rajya Sabha MP Puke Vanilvena has argued that the government should prioritize rice from the Food Corporation of India, which is subsidized by the center, instead of buying rice from open markets at higher prices. Because when rice is purchased at higher rates, the burden falls on the state treasury. Food security is not only about supply, it is also about managing costs wisely. Now let us look at a major social event. The 61st Christian Chalai General Conference is being held in Saitwal. More than 25,000 youth are expected to attend. For a small town, this is a huge responsibility. Volunteers have built a large gathering space. Local families are hosting visitors. There was also a minor pickup truck accident involving delegates from Hualtu. Thankfully, there were no serious injuries. The event opened with a sermon by Synod moderator Reverend John Raldo Sanga. This gathering reflects the strength of community spirit in Mizoram. Now back to the Assembly. The general discussion on the budget will take place on March 2nd and 3rd. On March 5th, there will be detailed voting on demands for grants for each department. There is also a supplementary demand of Rs 3,724.25 crore for the current financial year. This is to account for unexpected central inflows and additional project requirements. So what does this budget mean for the people of Mizoram? It means the state is aiming for growth. It means central tax share has increased. It means grants have reduced. It means debt is rising. The budget is ambitious, but ambition must be matched with discipline. The real success of this budget will not be measured in speeches. It will be measured in roads built, in clean water protected, in schools strengthened, in hospitals improved, in young athletes who one day represent India on the Olympic stage. Mizoram is at a critical moment. The choices made now will shape the state's future for decades. This budget is not just about money, it is about responsibility. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. Thank you for watching.